Namaskar. Very pleasant. Good. Uh, Good evening to you. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Or it's a great honor for all of us that we have with us Dr. Saket Bhatia, and it's a great honor to have him. As you know, that Dr. Saket Bhatia is with us every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And folks, with the experience of Dr. Saket Bhatia, experience, knowledge, and of course, as you know, that he's a doctor, Saket Bhatia. And why he's doctor? Because he has PhD in astrology and certified professional numerologist. And he is a senior board member at the International Association of Vedic Astrology and Numerology. 25 years of experience. Of course, you uncover your strengths, weaknesses, and true potential. Sakeji can help you gain direction, guidance in your career, finance, business, health, children, immigration, relationship, and other issues in life. So, folks, through his combined power of astrology and numerology, he can guide you to live a better life, get success, happiness, and fulfill your dreams. If you have any questions, you can call him and on Radio Zindagi. Let me give you the number here, 732-662-4701. That is 732-662-4701. Please have your date of birth, place of birth, time of birth, and name ready. And one question per caller. And after that, if you need to consult him, you have to call him at 408-639-5300. His website is saketbhatia.com and email info@saketbhatia.com. Very pleasant. Namaskar and welcome, Dr. Saket Bhatia. How are you, sir?
Namaskar, Kulraji. I am doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a great honor to have you on the airwaves of Radio Zindagi Jiya.
Thank you so
So how
much.
was your
Hafta ho
weekend?
gaya. Last
Haji.
week we were busy talking about love marriage and marriage in general. Ki marriage kya hai? How people get married in astrology? What makes a marriage strong? What makes a marriage weak? And then we just started by discussing little about love marriage. You remember?
Ji.
हमने कहा था कि last week में when people get into this concept of love marriage, which is very important, right? You end up finding your own partner. So how do we see that in astrology? आपकी चार्ट में ऐसा क्या है जो हमको दिखता है कि we can say yes, you will get married and you will find your own partner as opposed to an arranged marriage. So I don't know if you remember, but we touched upon three important planets: Venus, Moon, and Rahu. हमने कहा Venus is the planet of love, the planet of affection, the planet of satisfaction, right? Venus is very important. Venus makes you like somebody. It makes you have harmony with the person. It makes you love the person. It is also your sense of happiness, the sense of right and wrong. So when we see a very strong Venus in your chart, and we see that Venus is sitting in your seventh house, house of romance, or first house, which is your personality, then you will have romantic interests in life. Then you will automatically get towards a love marriage. Now, on the other hand, अगर आपका Venus romantic नक्षत्र में बैठा है, like पूर्वा फाल्गुनी नक्षत्र, उत्तरा फाल्गुनी नक्षत्र, then your romantic nature will increase. You'll have more openness towards relationships. So that's what we discussed about Venus. Then we talk about Moon. Now, why is Moon important? Moon is your mind. Moon is your emotions. So if your mind is sitting in the house of romance, then you always want a romantic thing, na? So fifth house is your house of romance. Agar Moon fifth house mein baitha ho, and that fifth house is a watery sign. A watery sign is a sign where you communicate your emotions very strongly. So agar Moon ki degree अच्छी है water sign में, then we know that you will express your emotions great and you'll have good desire. Also, Moon Mercury का अगर conjunction हो गया, then you will speak your mind. You'll speak your heart out. These were the two important planets. And finally, tha Rahu. Rahu is a very misunderstood planet in astrology, right? Log डरते हैं. People are like, what is Rahu? What is Ketu? Rahu simply means expansion. Rahu जहाँ बैठता है वहाँ expand करता है. You have to work on expanding. If Rahu sits in your second house, you will expand your wealth. If Rahu sits in your seventh house, you will now expand beyond what you should be getting in terms of marriage relationship. तो अगर राहु सातवें घर में है, you almost always get a partner from another community, another country. Agar Rahu Venus conjunction ho, then you can get married to somebody else, love marriage. So these were the three important planets: Venus, Moon, Rahu. And I spoke briefly about fifth house, the house of romance. Ki agar isme achhe planets ho na, then the chance of you having a love marriage becomes very strong. So
That
as an
is
astrologer, we look at these. These are
very
important,
interesting. Uh,
right?
the
And this is
question is,
common sense.
can you explain love marriage?
Love marriage in general would be something where you find your own partner. You gel emotionally, you gel on a personal level, as opposed to somebody else finding a partner for you and then saying you have to stay with them, right? So, India mein to it's a very common concept that most marriages are arranged marriage. But in the Western culture, love marriage means, again, meeting your partner yourself and figuring out they're right for you. And astrology does that for you. वो दिखाता है, होगा कि नहीं होगा.
And could you also explain the thoughts on the Janam Kundli? Are there any other divisional charts which also play a role in love marriage?
Janam Kundli is the main Kundli. Nothing can contradict your Janam Kundli. But if we want to study your marriage in detail, then there is something called Navamsa chart. It is called D-9 chart. So when people come to me and say, हमारी शादी होगी, love marriage होएगी, कैसी टिकेगी, how will our partner be? We have to go and look at the D9 chart. D9 chart is a very, very critical, important chart in astrology. इसके बगैर हम prediction नहीं कर सकते. While the Rashi Janam Kundli tells you your personality, the D9 chart will tell you more about your nature. So, हम जब D9 chart पढ़ते हैं, we have to study it as another Janam Kundli. In that, we have to study the seventh house, which is partnership, Venus and Moon. अगर Venus, Moon are well placed, we know your marriage is going to be strong. अगर राहु बैठ जाता है seventh house में, then we can confirm कि love marriage है. अगर केतु बैठ जाता है, then we can say कि marriage में बहुत stress आएंगे. अगर दोनों जन्म कुंडली and D9 chart में केतु बैठ जाता है, then we can say the chance of divorce or stress in marriage is very, very high. So D9 chart is important. Sometimes a couple, when they're together, they take good care of each other, right? In the D9 chart, the second house indicates how you treat your partner. Okay, the eighth house is how your partner treats you. The third house is how you and your partner are viewed by society. So, you see, बहुत कुछ होता है इस astrology में, D9 chart में. D9 chart is important. इसके बगैर हम पूरी marriage का नहीं पढ़ सकते. It is just fundamentally impossible.
You know, Dr. Saket Bhatia, that I think marriage is so important in everybody's life. और आज के वक्त में without good partner, it is impossible to move on.
It is, I agree, it is important. But you have to get the right partner. Now, what does right partner mean? You have to adjust your mindset also, na? You cannot be the way you are. You cannot be. Marriage requires adaptation, na? You have to change your personality a little.
Bilkul, bilkul. And folks, you are listening to Dr. Saket Bhatia, and my name is Kulraj. You are listening to him on Radio Zindagi, the #1 South Asian radio network, coast to coast. And I think every Tuesday, we have Dr. Saket Bhatia from 3 to 4. If you want to call the studio, you have an opportunity to speak to him live. The number in the studio is 732-662-4701. And you can call in the studio and we can speak to him. You can ask him one question about your relationship, marriage, issues, concerns, and date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, and your name. And Dr. Saket Bhatia, my next question is, what all these planets and aspects do we also need to consider transits and dashas for marriage?
I think it is very important to look at transits and dashas. Very, very important. Because there are certain planets जो अपने घर के ऊपर जाते हैं, so they improve. And then there are certain planets that bring stress. For example, Shani, Saturn. If Saturn is transiting your marriage house, it's not a good time to get married. He's just going to bring a lot of stress. We almost notice 100% of the times when there is some marriage related issues, there is a transit of Saturn on it. So we want to make sure that timing important hai. First, the transit of Venus or Mars, when it happens on the seventh house, it brings a lot of love. Venus to love ka planet hai. Mars is also planet of relationship and love. So Venus and Mars transit is considered good. As far as dasha goes, शादी होती है during the dasha of the seventh lord, the seventh planet sitting in the seventh house, या राहु की दशा में या जुपिटर की दशा में. जो जब एस्ट्रोलॉजर्स दशा निकालते हैं, आपका मुहूर्त निकालते हैं शादी की, this is what we study. The seventh house, the planet in the seventh house, Jupiter, Venus, and Rahu. Besides that, we don't really need to look at anything. That's just considered to be a good time to get married, you know?
That is so true. My next question, Dr. Saket Bhatia, is astrologers check compatibility for marriage. Should astrologers look at the compatibility in love marriage?
I think it's important. मुझे लगता है कि जब लव मैरिज भी हो, आपने लास्ट 2 weeks ago कहा था कि there are two, you know, sometimes you see couples who are madly in love with each other and then suddenly they hate each other, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, why do they hate each other? क्या ऐसा हो गया कि they don't like each other at all? I mean, everything was going fine. It could be a transit of Saturn, could be a transit of Rahu, could be वो जो spark जला था वो खत्म हो गया है. It could be any of those, right? We don't know. So in astrology, when you are in a love marriage or dating somebody, you probably have some friends that tell you, right? This person is good for you, not good for you. What does the person do? They look at your personality, they look at your partner's personality. Same way, astrologer jo hai, when you come to us, the first thing we do is we look at each person's chart individually. How is the boy's chart? How is the girl's chart? And then we see that how are they going to be compatible with each other. In order to do that, हम एक दूसरे की charts overlap करते हैं. The three key things in astrology is, एक होता है गुण मिलाप. वो तो आपने सुना है 36 गुण जो मैच करते हैं, right? That is not considered important when it comes to love marriage. Not at all. It's not that. The second is, वो जो मंगल दोष हमने बात की थी last week, that is also not considered important for love marriage. तो love marriage में क्या होता है? It is called Ashtakut compatibility. Ashtakut compatibility में they look at your chart from your ascendant, from your sun, and from your moon, because moon represents your mind, sun represents you, and ascendant represents your personality. So we combine all these three factors and then we create a complex table and present it to you and say, okay, love marriage hogi, bacche ke chance kitne hain, how will the couple react with each other, how much will they travel, how much fun they will have, how will society view them, how will they have gains. ये सारी चीजें करने के बाद ही हम बोलते हैं कि yes, it is a go or it is a not go. In most cases, let's say a couple is not compatible in love marriage, then we say you must wait for a transit, wait for some dasha to come, wait for a fix. Then things get better. Get it? This is important in love marriage. We have to look at the charts. Otherwise, you are running into something which might not work for you.
And folks, Thank you so much for joining us. We are live with Dr. Saket Bhatia. You can call us 732-662-4701. That is 732-662-4701. And we can take your call and you can speak to Dr. Saket Bhatia. And this is a special show we present every Tuesday between hours of 3 and 4. And Doctor, which house plays an important role in love marriage and why?
So love marriage के लिए, obviously, marriage के लिए, the seventh house is very important because seventh house is your house of marriage, partnership. तो ये तो important हो गया, right? Second house is house of wealth and values. Wealth and values is important also because it is your value towards your partner. Will you even accept marriage or no? तो second house देखना पड़ता है. शादी के लिए second and fifth is important. Now, there is something in astrology called Bhavatvam in which we have to also see the fifth house, which is the house of romance, and the fifth house from the seventh house, which is 11th house. अगर आपने शादी की है, there should be some meaningful gains out of the marriage, whether it is children, house, property, happiness, something has to increase. So 11th house देखना पड़ता है हमें. And finally, the fifth house is the house of romance. So we must study the first house, the fifth house, the seventh house, the second house, the 11th house. And we must also look at Venus, Mars, Moon, and Mercury. वो पहले आपको बताया था. If any of these, देखिए, किसी की भी chart में, anybody's chart, all of these cannot be perfect. There's always something off. अगर आपका moon, let's assume all of these are very strong. Still, it is possible that the planet could be in what we call bad dignity, means weak. If that is the case, then the planet, then you will have some suffering of mind. Maybe you're going to overthink the situation, right? Hota hai. People, they could have a perfect relationship, but still be stressed for no apparent reason. Correct? लेकिन इतना याद रखना कि जब भी शनि की दशा आती है, it will bring you some stress in your married life. And Kulraj, that dasha typically lasts 2.5 years.
2.5 years, that's a long time.
Yes, but uske beech mein there are other transits also, there are other aspects also. So agar Jupiter ki favorable aspect ho, then that will last about a year. So that 2.5 is now cut down to a year. And agar Venus ya Moon ya Mars ki dasha aati hai positive, then it could virtually eliminate the Saturn dasha. Aapko pata bhi nahi chalega. What started
एक
off
कॉल
as a
लेते हैं.
stressful thing. Yes. Yeah, I can't
You
hear
can call
anything
us
by the
back.
way.
Yeah, you can call us back. The number in the studio is 732-662-4701. Yes, Dr. Saket Bhatia, please continue.
I'm saying these are very important in astrology. हमें पढ़ना पड़ता है कि you know which houses, the fourth, which is property also, is kind of important sometimes. So, I'm just giving you a general list कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए, क्या देखना चाहिए. Obviously, there is a lot more to it. When you come, we have to study this. Exact same thing in the divisional chart also. तो लंबा हो जाता
And,
है.
मेरा एक जाती सवाल है डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया, मतलब क्या जो इंसान अपने लाइफ में गलतियां करना है अपनी सोच से गलतियां करता है या उसके स्टार उसको कंपेल करते हैं कि वो उस पैथ पे चले, मतलब इट इज हिज डेस्टिनी और हिज स्टार्स व्हाई ही मेक्स दोज एक्शंस और रॉन्ग डिसीजंस इन लाइफ?
So you're asking a very difficult question, which has been asked for generations to astrologers. तो हमारी
जी.
interpretation ये है, your destiny is written, but your fate is in your hand. Fate and destiny are two different things, right?
ओके.
So you are sitting in New Jersey and you have to come to California. Let's say, now if you're going to walk, you are going to walk southwest, correct? To come to
जी.
California.
हम्म.
But अगर आपने गलत पढ़ ली, that is your fault. You are going to go on the wrong off track. लेकिन अगर आपके भाग्य में लिखा है आप कैलिफोर्निया पहुंच ही जाओगे, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू स्टॉप. दशा इज व्हाट विल डिटरमिन व्हेन यू कम हियर. दशा मींस विंडोज, खुलती है बंद होती
विंडो.
है,
ओके.
खुलती है बंद
ओके.
होती है. ट्रांजिट विल डिटरमिन द मिस्टेक्स यू मेक. बट गॉड हैज गिवन यू द फ्री विल टू मेक योर चॉइस. He has told you, you are going to come here. Now it is your choice how fast you want to come, how soon you will come, and when you will come. So
Very interesting. Very
mistakes
interesting.
करते हैं. You will
Um,
you will make mistake yourself, but your destiny is written in advance. Always. And that's what astrologers do. हम आपको बताते हैं what you're going to do. Just yesterday, I had a family come in that wants to start an auto body shop. And I told them, now is not a good time. December 2024 से लेके 2028 तक you should start and you will make money and then you're going to sell it. So we know क्या होगा, कब होगा और कैसे होगा.
Ji. Dr. Saket Bhatia, you have explained planets like Venus, Mars, and their role in love marriage. Can you explain this importance of moon in love, marriage, and other people who should do to fix certain aspects of marriage?
See, moon is your mind. Moon is your emotions. So this is a very important thing, right? जो
Ji.
moon होता है, we have to take it very seriously. Your whole life depends on your mind, how you think, your outlook. तो हम astrology में जब पढ़ते हैं marriage related charts, we put this mind in different houses and we see कि क्या होगा. तो for example, your mind. If your mind is in Aries, Aries is a bull, right? It's a ram. You want a fast paced life. We know that. आपको fast paced life चाहिए क्योंकि आपके दिमाग में fast paced life है. If that is the case, you're not going to enjoy much time with your partner. You want a faster life. You constantly pushing your partner. You constantly want to do stuff. You constantly want to achieve more. ऐसे case में, the problem is simple. You need to give your partner some space. There'll be lots of challenges in life. There'll be lots of issues, but you need to deal with it. So what I'm saying is अगर आपका Mars Moon Aries में है, give your partner some communication space. Let them talk to you and tell you what is right, what is wrong. That is
Mhm.
for Aries. We'll go through every sign. 12 sign hai. Okay. So you can sort of identify what your partner is and their personality, right? So let's say Taurus. Taurus jo hota hai, they like to give you everything. They like to give you a lot of affection. They like to make you happy. Even before you come home, everything is ready. The food is good, the clothes are good, everything. These are partners that are over possessive in nature. आप जानते होगे couples को, in which one of the partner might be overly possessive, could be man, could be woman. इसमें क्या होता है? They get very clingy. So इसका remedy ये है, you need to learn to give your partner some space. Balance out
Bilkul.
the affection.
Bilkul.
Otherwise, it's not good, not healthy for a relationship. It's like you're not willing to even give any time to share your partner with somebody else. And this makes sense because Taurus is the sign of Venus.
Mhm.
Next, take a Gemini. Gemini क्या होता है? It's run by Mercury, right? Mercury में there is lots of challenges in this relationship. Mercury जो होते the brain is very fast. It's lingering from one point to the other. They're very unpredictable people. They generally जो जिनका moon Mercury में होता है, we've seen they lead to unhealthy relationships.
एक कॉल लेते हैं. Hello, you're live with us? Yeah, you're live with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead.
Raj, I can't hear anything.
You can't hear?
No, the volume is set to 0 for me. I can't hear anything.
Yeah. What is your name? Name is Shilpa, and your date of birth? Rima is the daughter, and date of birth? 22nd Jan 1999, and time of birth? 3:10 p.m. and place of birth? Ahmedabad. Yeah. Can you hear?
Now I can
Hello?
hear.
Can you hear her, doctor?
Now I can start. Now I started hearing her.
Okay, go ahead, please. Her name,
Yeah, I
her
can.
daughter's name is Rima, birth 22nd Jan 1999, time of birth 3:10 p.m., place of birth Ahmedabad.
Go a little slow. 3:10 p.m. in Ahmedabad. I got that. Place of birth was, sorry,
And
date क्या थी?
date है 22nd January 1999.
आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है?
Question is about the marriage. Hello? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear. तो उनकी जो चार्ट बनी है, I have your daughter's name is Shilpa, right?
Yeah. No, Shilpa is a mother's name, daughter's name is Rima.
So, जी, I have your chart. This is an Aries ascendant. Uh, ये जो एरीज असेंडेंट है इसमें सैटर्न और मार्स फर्स्ट और सेवंथ हाउस में बैठ गए हैं. सैटर्न इन दिस कुंडली इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अ बैड प्लैनेट. वो डायरेक्टली आपके सातवें घर पे देख रहा है. नवम्स चार्ट विच आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन टू कुलरा जो इंपॉर्टेंट होता है उसमें भी सैटर्न बैठा है इस घर में. सैटर्न जब आता है इट विल कॉज डिलेज इन मैरिज. So there is, if she is single, there is no chance she gets married right now. अब दशा चल रही है वीन मर्क्यूरी मार्स की. वो खत्म हो जाएगी फेब में. उसके बाद शादी का योग नहीं बनता till September 2026. The earliest time your daughter can get married is September 2026, not before that. And उसके बाद एक और योग बनता है December 2028 में. In fact, if you ask me from a strong point of view, December 2028 is better, but आपकी डॉटर का जो कारक है वो गलत घर में बैठा है. आई स्ट्रांगली रेकमेंड यू एटलीस्ट कॉल अस, बिकॉज जब गलत घर में बैठ जाता है और जो प्लैनेट्स, दे विल कॉज डिफिकल्टी इन लॉन्ग टर्म स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ अ मैरिज. सो आई रेकमेंड, शादी करनी है तो चार्ट्स मैच करो. सी व्हाट यू कैन डू टू ट्राई टू मेक दिस मैरिज लास्ट जब होगी, क्योंकि एट दिस पॉइंट देर इज नो मैरिज इन द कार्ड्स फॉर हर फॉर अ व्हाइल. आई एम सॉरी.
And you can
2020.
reach Dr. Saket
Yes.
Bhatia at 408-639-5300. And thank you so much for your call. Thank you.
So I was talking about placement of moon, right? Uh,
Yes, doctor. Go ahead.
I explained in different planets. Let's explain in Cancer. Cancer जो होता है, those people are very emotional. They're very sensitive. They're always holding everything inside them. इससे क्या होता है? They have emotional outbursts at times. Right? Relationships are all about building a strong bond, not about having problems and emotional outbursts. So if you have moon in Cancer, the suggestion is learn to share your feelings with your partner at the right time. जब जो चीज बोलनी है बोलिए. डोंट होल्ड इट टू लॉन्ग. ये तो चार साइंस
Right.
हो गए. नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट मून इन लियो. लियो इज अ लायन. इज वेरी
Mhm.
अग्रेसिव. So these partners like to be the center of attention. No matter where you are, you're at a party, you're at an event, even if you're at your house, they want all the spotlight on themselves. It's all about me time, me. तो ऐसे केस में जो होता है, many partners feel left out. So इनका सजेशन है, लेट्स लर्न टू गिव योर पार्टनर सम स्पॉटलाइट टू. गिव देम सम इमोशनल टाइम. गिव देम सम हैप्पीनेस व्हेन यू स्पेंड टाइम विद देम. फिर आ गया वर्गो. नाउ रिमेंबर, वर्गो एंड जेमिनाई, दीज आर बोथ साइंस ऑफ मर्क्यूरी. हमने कहा था कि जेमिनाई इज अ लिटिल ट्रिकी, बट वर्गो ऑन द अदर हैंड आर आल्सो अनप्रेडिक्टेबल, मोर nagging. They generally get annoying. And आप कह रहे थे कि relationship sometimes go sour when partners fight or they don't like each other. That is Virgo. Virgo की जो होती है, they are not considered to be very good stable relations. Moon in Virgo. Libra. Uh, Libra tends to sacrifice a lot for their partner. They could give up their career, they could give up their lifestyle, no matter what. Uh, in the end, they tend to suffer. So उनका suggestion is learn to overcome yourself, learn to tell your partner what you expect from them in return. अभी बचे सिर्फ चार साइन. Scorpio, Sagittarius, पांच, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Scorpio,
Mhm.
we know, is a very secretive sign in general. The representation of Scorpio is a scorpion. Scorpion वो होता है जो अपना सिर मट्टी में दबा देता है. So these are people who, although are in a very loyal relationship, they're very insecure and they don't say things clearly. वो हमेशा शक्की मिजाज होते हैं. They don't trust their partner. You're putting your hand up. Their partners, wives or husbands are always suspicious. Their partner कितना भी sincere हो जाए, वो खुद भी sincere होते हैं. But they always don't trust. Messages check करने हैं, where you're going, with who you're going. So इसका solution, I'm giving you real world simple solutions. The solution is believe your partner, trust your partner, talk to your partner.
एक कॉल लेते हैं and hello, you're live with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead.
Raj,
Yeah,
I
go
can't
ahead.
hear again.
Can you hear her now?
No.
Can you hear her
Yes.
now? Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
I can. How are you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, October 27, 1961. Kulraj, I lost her again. It was fine before.
Okay. Can you hear her now? Can you hear her now?
No, I can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't hear her.
Hello, go ahead.
Now I can. Now I can hear her. Please let it be this way.
Can you hear her now?
No,
Go ahead now.
I can't hear her, Kulraj.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. Okay. And what is the time of birth? Kulraj, why is it coming in and going out? I can hear and then you touch and then I can't hear her again.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything she's saying.
Yeah. अपना नाम बताइए आप. नाम है राज and date of birth October 27,
1961.
1961,
And time?
Jamshedpur. Jamshedpur,
Time.
7 a.m. 7 a.m. in the morning, and place is Jamshedpur, India.
Why can't I hear her? I could hear her before. Abhi all of a sudden cut gaya. Can you please fix?
Yeah. Hello, can you hear her now?
Yeah, now
सुनाई
I
दे
can
रहा है?
hear. Please don't touch. Yes, I can hear.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Go
thank you.
ahead.
I can hear now.
Hello,
अच्छा,
please
आपका
go ahead.
क्वेश्चन क्या था?
Hello. I think
कि
we're having
आपका
problem.
आपकी जो चार्ट बनी है, आप आप पे काल सर्पयोग है. डू यू नो दैट? आप पे काल सर्पयोग है. काल सर्पयोग जो आता है, इट क्रिएट्स अ लॉट ऑफ अनप्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी इन लाइफ. Good yokes can become weak, bad yokes can become strong. Sometimes good yokes can even become stronger. तो काल सर्पयोग की इंटरप्रिटेशन करना मुश्किल है. अभी आपकी करियर का जो लॉर्ड है वो मून है. ओके. और जो मून है वो 8th हाउस में बैठा है. सो व्हाट करियर डिड यू हैव? लेट्स स्टार्ट विद दैट. Moon in eighth, moon in eighth could mean either accounting or service in healthcare, which is good. अब दशा चल रही है मर्क्यूरी की. Mercury. So are you working or you not? You're working part time. So I would say keep continuing working. There is nothing wrong. अगले you should be working till about 2026. उसके बाद you'll have some break in your career. Especially March 2027 में it's जो दशा आती है मर्क्यूरी वीनस की, इट इज द टाइम ऑफ टेकिंग things easy, relaxing a little. So work now, there is no problem, but work probably for another 2 years or 3 years, and that's pretty much it. I don't recommend. I don't recommend. No need. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So we were talking about the signs.
जी.
Sagittarius जो होते हैं, they are very outgoing people. जब moon आ जाता है, Sagittarius is a sign of Jupiter. They they don't compromise much with anybody. They like their freedom. So relationship, maybe they like to go out with their friends, they like to party, they like to enjoy. So inka solution is they need to understand that they are with someone. They have to give time to somebody, a partner.
Mhm.
And then there are two other signs, three, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Capricorn jo hota hai, they're very practical people. They're not emotional people. वो लॉजिक पे फोकस करते हैं. You'll always hear their partner say that why are you not, so loving? Why are you not affectionate? Why is it that you're only always thinking from your head? Because ये जो होते हैं ये affectionate कम होते हैं. I think it's very good in life. You have to have somebody, at least one partner who's logical if the other partner is emotional. So for these people, we always recommend जब हम moon Capricorn में देखते हैं that try to understand your partner better. Love them more, understand their needs. Aquarius. Aquarius are people who miss out on a lot of things in life because they're always planning for the future. बच्चे पैदा होंगे, उनके करियर का क्या करेंगे? Let's have a college fund, let's have life insurance policy, let's plan for this, but they miss out on today. See, I'm trying to cover out most people. And जो moon है, that can be placed in a certain degree, so it is half this, half that. So for these people, we say learn to give today time. हर एक चीज कल पे मत छोड़िए. Enjoy the present. And finally, Pisces.
Mhm.
Pisces are people who are looking for fairy tale relationship. उनके साथ झगड़ा भी कर दो. मैरिज में जितने आर्ग्यूमेंट्स होते हैं, they always want to be peaceful outcome. वाइफ शक करे, हस्बैंड गुस्सा करे, वाइफ बोले why you're going with friends, husband बोले why you're spending so much time, money. They are always happy. We're trying to tell them try to be realistic. Learn to appreciate your partner also, but be more realistic on your present outcomes and stuff. So moon is very important, whether it is love marriage or whether it is general marriage. Moon is critical in marriage. इसके बगैर हम नहीं बोल सकते how your partner is going to be. When people come to us and say हमारा divorce हो रहा है, right? The first thing we do is we study your chart. और हम देखते हैं आपका राहु, वीनस, मार्स, मर्क्यूरी कहाँ बैठे हैं. And then we zero in and say, okay, how is the personality of this person? Are you compatible or no? अगर दोनों लोग रिलेशनशिप में लॉजिकल हो, it won't work out, right? Correct? Now, मैंने जो आपको बताया था, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, if this moon is exactly 6 to 8 houses away in the other partner's chart, marriage cannot last. It will not last at
Oh.
all. अभी जिस लेडी ने फोन किया था, who said her daughter is single, she wants to know. In her daughter's case, the moon is also placed in the house, in the 12th house. And उसकी chart में जो 12th house था, that was Pisces. So fairy tale marriage चाहिए daughter को. Right?
Mhm.
So we have to understand that this is important. Planetary placements will determine. पहले ही लिखा हुआ है. If you're going to have a love marriage or arranged marriage, and पहले भी लिख दिया what kind of marriage you'll have. Right? That
बिल्कुल
is
सही कह रहे हैं.
really
I
all
think
I had to say about that.
you're absolutely right, folks. If you just joined us, we are live with Dr. Saket Bhatia, and he's explaining today. The topic is about love marriage in astrology. And if any of you would like to speak to him and ask any question, your name, your date of birth, your place of birth, and we need that from you. And you can ask him one question. Let's go to a caller. You are live with us. Go ahead with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Right?
Can you hear? Can
I could hear, but something happened. I lost him again.
now? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please tell me. I can hear you now. Okay. 98. Okay, so she was born on a Sunday. Okay, exactly 9 p.m. Okay. Pennsylvania. What's the name of the city again? Yeah, I got it. Okay. Okay. Congratulations. What do you mean by second career choice? Okay. So your question is, should she get, when will she get a job or what? See, what kind of career is going to be very hard to say right now because career is decided by the 10th house from the ascendant sun and moon on the Navam chart. Usko bahut time jata hai. But let's analyze her chart, right? She is in Vedic astrology, she is Sagittarius, and her Jupiter is very well placed. It is extremely well placed in her own house. It is aspecting the house of, you know, career. Dasha chal rahi hai Jupiter Saturn ki. Saturn is Kundali ke liye is not a good planet. So has she already graduated or she's looking to graduate? Yeah, so I don't want to be like, off, but दशा नहीं है जॉब की अभी. जुपिटर तो है, बट जुपिटर का एस्पेक्ट भी नहीं गिर रहा जॉब पे. शी इज गोइंग टू हैव टू वेट टिल March April of next year, because that is when there is some transit of Jupiter that takes place in the house of service. So I assume she's not going to have her own job. She's going to work for somebody, and that Jupiter's service pay is going to aspect her career. So a very good time for her to start working would happen sometime towards May of 2024. It's very tricky before that. Even if she does get a job before that, it's going to be hard to stick in it. Okay. Yeah. Bye. Yes. Those were the times, Kulraj, when people, the planetary position of moon plays a very important role in marriage and how we
Ji.
analyze the chart.
Folks, again, I'll repeat the studio number 732-662-4701. And to make an appointment after the show with Dr. Saket Bhatia is 408-639-5300. And you can visit his website, that is saketbhatia.com. And if you want to send an email, info@saketbhatia.com. And Doctor, my next question to you is, okay, you have said the astrologer should check compatibility in case of love marriage. What do you astrologers first check in the chart in case of love marriage?
Yeah, when we look at your chart, we have to first see, I'll explain step by step. आप
Yeah.
एस्ट्रोलॉजर के पास जाते हो, आप दो चार्ट्स देते हो, वन फॉर बॉय वन फॉर गर्ल, एंड देन यू से मैच इट. हम ऐसा क्या करते हैं? So in simple terms, first we look at your ascendant. Are you Aries, Taurus, Gemini? And then we look at the other partner's ascendant. अगर ये ascendant एक दूसरे से 6, 8 या 12 घर दूर हो, it is considered to be not a good match.
Okay.
Why? Because 6 is the house of disease, 6 is the house of debts, 6 is a bad house. 8th is a house of breaking things, and 12th is the house of losing things completely. तो अगर तुम्हारे और तुम्हारे पार्टनर के असेंडेंट 6-8 घर दूर हो, इट्स कंसिडर्ड बैड. इफ योर पार्टनर्स मून and your moon is 6, 8, 12, it is considered bad, right? Now, we can also take कि आपके ascendant उनके चार्ट में कहाँ बैठा है. अगर वो 6, 8, 12 में बैठा है, it's considered bad. If all these factors are matching, then we always say don't get married. It's not a good match. But the chance this happens is very low. कि हमेशा 6, 8, 12 में बैठे हैं, right? So
Yeah.
in that case, we give points, we give percentages and see कि मून कहाँ बैठा है, ascendant कहाँ बैठा है, how level is it. एंड जो गुण होते हैं 36 गुण, अगर वो ना भी मैच करे, दैट इज ओके. बट इफ बोथ दीज ascendants are 7 houses away from each other, or the moon is 7 houses away, or the ascendant lord is 7 houses away, it is considered to be a fantastic match, excellent match. अगर आपका वीनस आपके पार्टनर के वीनस के साथ ओवरलैप करता है, इट्स अ ब्यूटिफुल मैच. सो दिस astrology is a rule book, right? So we have to interpret the rules correctly. If these rules overlook the other ones, they are more powerful. So agar aapka Venus strong ho, then it can overshadow the 6, 8, 12 of something else. But this is complicated. It takes time to understand this. You know?
And folks, एक बार नंबर पे बता दूं आपको मैं 7326624701. That's a number in the studios. And if you want to reach Dr. Saket Bhatia after the show, 408-639-5300. And my next question to you, doctor, is that what do most marriage issues take place? When do most marriage issues take place?
According to me, most marriage issues take place when there is, like I said, direct transit of Saturn, dasha of Saturn. Because ये जो शनि है, ये planet struggle का है, ये stress का planet है. If you can get through this, it will bring you lots of joy. But अगर आपका सेवंथ लॉर्ड जो शादी का मेन लॉर्ड है, वो अगर 6, 8, 12 घर दूर पे प्लेस हो गया अपने से, which means he's placed in house number 12, house number 2, or house number 6, then every time your seventh lord dasha comes, आपको प्रॉब्लम होगा, या उसकी अंतरदशा आएगी, आपको प्रॉब्लम होगा. सो दिस यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. समटाइम्स ये जो दशा होती है, ये 10-10 साल चलती है, कभी 20 साल चलती है. So you have problems for 20 years in your married life.
20 years. That's a long time,
Yes.
doctor.
That doesn't mean कि 20 years झगड़े ही होते हैं. It means 20 years में जब Jupiter आता है, तो it can give you some balance. Then again, things break down. So sometimes people suffer through, I don't know how many people you know who have been suffering through a bad marriage. But in the end, they come out very strong. Everything works out fine for them. In fact, कभी हमने ये भी सुना है कि a couple broke up, they went their own way, and then after a few years, they came back together. Because dasha अच्छी आ जाती है, then they live together, they have family together. So people break. जब we look in advance and tell you, आप शादी तो कर रहे हो, but be warned कि 3 साल बाद problems आएंगी, 6 साल बाद और problems आती हैं. When you come to us, we even tell you that you will have a kid in 2 years, 5 years after marriage. Gender क्या है बच्चे का? We can even tell you that. And we do this with almost 100% accuracy. We're able to predict that in that much detail. So what I'm getting at is whether it is love marriage or whether it is arranged marriage, your destiny is written. Your partner's nature is written. अगर हम आपकी chart upside down कर दें, it becomes your partner's chart. We get to know your partner's characteristics. That's why they say opposites attract, because opposite is upside down, जो उल्टा होता है, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It is very
But
easy for us to determine ditto
but
personality.
Dr. Saket Bhatia, do you feel that like the present times, the marriages, the relationships are getting tougher and tougher? The compatibility is different because most of the couples are working, wife is working, husband is working, they don't have enough time for each other, and they have different social circles. What do you have to say on that?
I think nothing has changed actually.
Okay.
पहले क्या था, population कम थी, so we would hear of fewer cases. And social media was not present. हमें पता भी नहीं था what a couple is going through. These days,
Okay.
Everybody is on the internet. Everybody is saying everything. ये हाल हो गया कि किसी की शादी होती है वो पब्लिश करते हैं, किसी का डिवोर्स होता है वो पब्लिश करते हैं, किसी का झगड़ा होता है वो भी पब्लिश करते हैं. So everybody is publishing everything, and that is becoming general knowledge, right? पहले everything was
Mm.
closed. So as population has increased, the occurrence of this has also increased, right? You said
Yes.
something, now both the partners are working, right?
Yeah.
In देखिए इंडिया में both partners even if they worked, there was somebody to take care of family life and home, right? यहाँ पर तो ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. तो यहाँ पर I think, but people are, one way to look at it is, as both partners are working, they understand that we have to work, otherwise we won't be able to pay off our mortgage, we can't pay
Absolutely.
our debts,
That's so true.
right? बच्चे को अगर
Yes.
स्कूल भेजना है, डे केयर है, we need to manage those expenses. So my take is nothing has really changed. It is our mindset, it is our concept. जिनके साथ बुरा होता है उनको लगता है कि बहुत कुछ खराब हो गया है. लेकिन look at those couples that are still going strong. Look at those families that are still tied together, right? बहुत
Mhm.
होते हैं ऐसे.
My final question, Dr. Saket Bhatia, is can you discuss some general remedies for late marriage in astrology?
एस्ट्रोलॉजी में जब शादी होनी है आपकी तब होनी है. इन एस्ट्रोलॉजी देयर इज दशा, राइट? विंडोज. जब मुहूर्त होते हैं, विंडो खुलती है, आपकी शादी होती है, विंडो बंद होती है. इफ यू मिस दैट चांस यू वोंट गेट मैरिड. इफ यू डिड गेट द चांस, शादी होती है. सो we want to make sure your mind is correct, your mind is well positioned. And in order to do anything in astrology, to avoid the delay, हमें Venus, Saturn, Mercury इनको fix करना होता है. Venus is satisfaction you will get in marriage. It is the planet that makes you want to get married. अगर आपका Venus weak है, आपकी शादी नहीं होगी. अगर आपका Venus debilitated है, आपकी शादी हो ही नहीं सकती. If it has a bad aspect on it. So we want to make sure your Venus is strong. अब Venus strong करने के लिए there are different methods. There are two types. There is a Lal Kitab method and then there is a gemstone method. अगर आप लाल किताब रूट जाओ, then you have to be kind to family members. आपको डोनेशन करना पड़ता है to pandits and to widows. अगर आपको gemstone route जाना है, then we recommend you start wearing a diamond, which is good for your luck, because the diamond is going to bring luck. It is the planet for Venus, right? Wear a diamond ring. If you need Jupiter, जो Jupiter है ये तो कारक है शादी का. That is the satisfaction you'll get in marriage. तो जुपिटर के लिए वी ऑलवेज टेल अ बॉय और अ गर्ल, स्टार्ट वेयरिंग समथिंग येलो. मंदिर में जाओ थर्सडे के दिन, येलो का दान करो. कुड बी बनाना, कुड बी दाल. ये कर सकते हो. दिस इज अगेन लाल किताब. अनदर क्विक फिक्स इज येलो सैफायर. अगर आप येलो सैफायर पहनो, इट टेंड्स टू इंक्रीज द पावर ऑफ जुपिटर इन योर हेल्थ, योर वेल्थ, योर माइंड स्टेबिलिटी. अगर आपको अपना सन स्ट्रांग करना है, विच इज लेट्स से यू वांट किड्स इन अ मैरिज, राइट? बच्चे नहीं है. वी ऑलवेज से मेक योर सन स्ट्रॉन्गर. वन गुड सजेशन इज गेट अ रूबी फॉर दैट. रूबी इज नोन टू मेक यू मोर कॉन्फिडेंट पर्सन. अगर शादी करनी है एंड you're not a good speaker, you're shy in public, go wear a green emerald. You can also donate clothing to young children. You can also donate meetha stuff to younger kids. Emeralds are good. So it depends. You can either do lal kitab, which are general remedies such as uh, giving दान कर दो, दाल दे दो, पानी में नारियल डाल दो, or you can go a gemstone route. Now, which is better? It all boils down to how fast you want the results and how economical you want the results. अगर आपको results slowly चाहिए, then you can definitely go the Lal Kitab route. But if you want results which are going to last a lifetime, then I strongly recommend you go the gemstone route. Now, gemstones are not straightforward. You can't just say, I'm going to, do this my way. Call an astrologer, talk to him. They will guide you on what is right, how you need to do it, and how effective it is going to be. Any stone needs to be energized by the astrologer before you can go that route also. तो ऐसी चीजें आपको करनी पड़ती हैं, right? I think if that is done, it would be fantastic. So in closing, I would just say कि we have discussed a lot about love marriage. We've discussed a lot about happiness, partners. We've discussed a lot about, compatibility and relationships. So looking forward, maybe you can get a sense of what is important in your relationship and how you can take that a step further. And if you need an astrologer, contact them. They will only help you in your life.